Go check the views. We about to get started. There will be a cannabis disruption. I have to pick up some cannabis. I got some cannabis being delivered. Yeah. How's everybody feeling? Peace and love, peace and love. I said we got Dr. Vincent in the building. What's up, Doc?
Peace and love, my brother.
Hey, we got a real doctor. I got an honorary doctor. You hear me?
I got an honorary too, my G.
Okay.
You still get.
Okay, got you. I just see you got the, you got the garb on. But hey, I'm just gonna make an announcement before I hit this recording. I am in Nevada. It is legal. I got cannabis on the way, so there will be like a 3-minute interruption. So, gotta stay smoking good.
Recording in progress.
But peace and love, peace and love. This is the best time. So look, if y'all book consults, this is the time y'all want to book a consult because this is when I'm at my best. I'm about that vamp life. I'll be up all night working. You hear me? I'll be sleeping in the daytime. I didn't today though. I had a little sleep, but I'm in Las Vegas. The weather was so good today. So good today. It was spring weather. I could say summer weather to other places, but no, it was spring weather here. It was in the 80s. You know, it get 115 degrees and shit here. I don't come outside then. Too light skinned. I like it warm though. You call the number 702-200-4900, book a consult. You can get you a half-hour consult, all right? Get you a half hour. I'm saying them by the half hours now. But peace and love, peace and love. I'm not a licensed attorney, tax expert. I do this for educational, informational purposes only. I appreciate the love. A lot of people been sharing the video of Wendell. He's one of the homies in the school. Wendell Freeman. He used the info. They kicked him out of jail. The paperwork's in the school. Everybody like, where's the proof? He posted that shit too. All right? He posted dismissal, all of that. He been rocking with me for some years. So shout out to him. But we going over the 508 C1A Ministry Trust today. Like I said, I'm not a licensed attorney or tax expert. I do this for educational, informational purposes only. I sat right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. The reason why I even chose to sit right here. I got a pool in the background. I need to be sitting up higher, huh? Y'all can see that shit. I can't swim. I can't swim at all. But I'll hop in that motherfucker if there's a baddie in there. I'm in there with her. Man boobs and all, I don't give up. I'm in there. Because prosperity is my divine birthright. Now, we got a few people in the class. Let me know if any of y'all have a 508c1a. Because someone in here, so look, if you don't want your name to be known, you need to change it when you're on the Zoom. All right? See, Tasia, I think that's her middle name, so I wouldn't even figure out unless if I Google search it, it might pop up. So that's how you got to think. Stay in private. Can you Google search it? You know, you could Google search the old me, but I'm not Jeffrey. I don't go by. Ain't nothing in Jeffrey's name. hope that makes sense. So this goes along with everything I'm about to say. Because Jeffrey done fucked up. Just like y'all know. Jeffrey fucked up so much shit. Hey, there was a point in time, because I got facial recognition. As soon as before the door even opened, before I walk in the bank, they like, get his ass out of here. He ain't supposed to have no bank account. I want you to know there's a point in my life where I was banned by the federal government from having a bank account. Yes. Yes. So if anybody says I was a scam, that's all they can say I was a scam for. I used to get these banks. All right, legally. But now I learned the best way to rob a bank is to own one, okay? So a trust is a bank. Let me see if I can prove this. All you gotta do is look at bank names. I just typed First Bankers and Trust in Google, right? First Bankers Trust, Illinois. That's the first scene. I'm from Illinois. I was born in Illinois, raised on the Missouri side, okay? My swag different because I was raised on the east side of the Mississippi, not the west side, okay? If you're from there, you know what I'm talking about. Motherfuckers used to call us river rats. First Bankers Trust Company. So this is when I first started learning trust, I'm like, man, all these, look. Come on now. Everybody heard of SunTrust, right? Bank holding company. Hope this is starting to click now, because what I teach trust holding companies, okay? Assets of $199 billion. The corporate parent, the holding company can be the parent company. Hope this stuff is starting to make sense. The reason why they're holding companies is because a holding company can't own anything, it can only hold things. In the same way with a trust. So, I'm hoping that makes sense. Let me know in the chat that makes sense that a trust is a bank. So look, here's the Google definition. I said, is a trust a bank? It says, a trust is a bank, though, in my opinion. That's my opinion, okay? The term bank usually refers to those institutions dealing strictly with deposits and loans. A trust company is a corporate trustee that can be tied or not tied to a bank and just offer trustee services. So you don't have to be an institution, you can just offer trustee services. Now, here's some key words that stick out. A trust company. So a trust can be a company. A corporate trustee. These are key words right here. So people ask me, because you really can't be the grantor and the trustee of a trust, okay? If there's a non-grantor, there's still going to be a settler involved, and you don't want to be the settler. You want to be the trustee. So these are keys right here of why I utilize holding companies. This is another key because if I make my name a business, because ain't this what I teach? Everybody that's in here should be put in agree, yes, that's what you teach. You say make your name a business. That could be a trustee. That's not you. I hope that sinks in right there. Let me take it off share. And I say, make your name a business. You say we give up all our assets to the government name, because this is the first layer that I teach. If you have assets, we're not using the social no more. We're sending it to the government name LLC, first, middle, last name, all capitalized letters, LLC. So now that LLC is operating as a trustee for all my assets. But it just so happens that I have a holding company that's the single member of this LLC. I'm the manager of the holding company. The holding company is a single member of my name as an LLC or any other operating company. So now the holding company is the beneficiary owner of all the assets. Then boom, now the next layer, the beneficiary owner of the holding company can be a 508c1a ministry. Now, some of these attorneys gonna argue with me now. I've been doing this shit, I'm not gonna say that. I've been fucking around with this since around COVID. The 508c1a, been fucking with it tough. Excuse my language. I'm just being me though, y'all. But since COVID, pre-COVID, motherfuckers was getting money, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you was. If you wasn't, you missed out. But I've been balling ever since. That's why, you know, I'm not a fluke. But now I'm explain what I was doing today with the 508c1a. But I just want everybody to know that when I learned that the 508c1a was, you really want to move unincorporated, I stopped using ministries. I just use unincorporated associations now. But these were working, 508c1a, especially with Chase Bank, PNC Bank. You know, if they tell you, don't, you got to be able to explain this stuff. And then they send it to the legal department. But if you're dealing with attorneys, they're not going to deal with this shit. They want you to do living trust and, you know. But I just dropped y'all some game, if y'all caught it. So, a trust company is a corporate trustee. And this is what's happening in the court system. Aren't the government but public trustees that but work for a corporation? I'm just seeing what it says about public trustees. The government is a public trustee. The public trustee is an office established pursuant to national and, if applicable, state or territory statutes to act as a trustee, usually when a sum is required to be deposited as security by legislation. I'm looking for they're public servants. A public trustee is a government-appointed person or office that manages assets and money. So when you think of government, they're public trustees. This is why you have to know that the Constitution is a trust. The public servant is a government official or employee. Right? Y'all seen that public trustee is a word, public servant's a word. So this is all operating off the Social Security Trust, which is a public trust. This what funds the public debt. I hope all this is making sense so far. So, and all you got to do is just look up the word, man. I'm going to look up the etymology of it. But administer. This is what I'm looking at. You're adding a minister. Administration, you're adding a minister. Minister is right there. Then the adjective add. From minister, it says it right there. I can't make this up. Isn't the government but administration? Aren't they administration? Don't they call the government the administration? Let me know in the chat if y'all agree. And then I'm just going to highlight this. Look at this. Now, when we talk about etymology, etymology is the birthing of a word. Okay? You have to break down the word. Administration clearly says management of business and property. So you can't tell me that's not what the government is doing. They're administering their property. Your name is a business. That's where we start. I'm glad it's making sense to a lot of people. If it's not making sense, I'm going to start pairing y'all up, okay? I'm going to start getting volunteers in the school for the slow people. All right? I'm going to get a special slow class for the slow people, okay? I'm going to have somebody else teach it. I ain't got time for it. All right? So, but I'm going to go back really quick and just so y'all know. Because I know some of y'all, like, listen, it's not funny, though, because the slow people be scared to speak out because the way DONKILAM go in, okay? But my advice to the slow class, the people that drove the little yellow bus and stuff, listen to this while you sleep. Because if you can't read, they can't program you. If you really can't comprehend a certain way, they can't program you. So you got to learn how to program yourself. Doesn't mean that you're retarded, just means you learn differently, okay? And I'm just going to put this out there, okay? Because I be getting all the motherfuckers who don't read. Like, my youngest son has a problem reading. So I have to teach him things in a whole different way. Okay, so you just have to learn. That's what I'm saying. I don't knock nobody. I just don't got time for you motherfuckers. I got my own son that I got to take care of and teach. You feel me? So, my school is based on people that can read, and then, they got apps and everything. Most of the stuff's in PDF, and then you can look it up, how to change Word docs to PDF. And then there's apps that will read it to you. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to throw that out there. But I want you to know, administration, administer, okay? They're administering. Anytime you talk about, when they talk about Trump, they're going to say Trump is, look, as soon as you Google it, I only put Trump in an A. Trump administration cannot terrorize. Listen, they do not lie to you. The Trump administration's in the White House, and it has a president. Check this out. Do corporations, because I'm going back to the basics for you. In most corporations, the president is formally appointed by the board of directors. So I'm telling you, y'all didn't even pick the president. The board of directors did. This means the individual must earn the confidence of the board and shareholders. Now, you are a shareholder when you hold this birth certificate, but your rights will be given to you. Look, in some cases, public companies, I want you to know public is synonymous with the government. When you see the word public, think government, public defender, public housing. Okay? Let me make sure y'all can hear the sound too.
Public sector. Public sector.
That's the part of the economy that is controlled by the government. Public sector. So anytime you see the word public, it's synonymous with the government. Y'all following along? So, listen. This is from Harvard Business Services. In most corporations, the president is formally appointed by the board of directors. This means that an individual must earn the confidence of the board and shareholders, especially in large public companies. In some cases, the president of a company takes on the title of Chief Executive Officer, the CEO. President, CEO. What do they call him? Commander-in-Chief. Commander-in-Chief is the president, right? President, J of the Trump administration. And what is administration? We're adding a minister. You can't get away from this word minister. Everything serves God, okay? Everything serves God. On the money, it says, in God we trust. Let's just show us a visual so you know DONKILAM is not lying. So not only are they talking about God, making this a faith-based organization, it also has the word trust on it, making it a trust document. A promissory note based on a trust. It's inside the box. It's inside the border. You have to know these things. You understand? Not everybody was taught these things. We know that it's a contract because, look, this is a silver dollar right here, a silver certificate. Let's enlarge this. I want y'all to know why I'm just not pulling this shit out my ass now. So, look, how we know it's a trust, the trust used to hold gold and silver. Now, this is your trust certificate unit, your TCU. There's no difference between this and TCU. This is a promissory note. We're promised to pay when you want to turn it back in for gold or silver. This one's for silver. Silver is payable to the bearer on demand. This is nothing but a trust certificate. This is a contract. It tells you it's a certificate right here because it certifies something. This certifies that there is on deposit in the treasury. So the treasury was holding silver. And you could give these notes in and get your silver back. Let me know if that makes sense for everybody so I can continue. You understand that we're operating in trust. We've always been operating in trust. And instead of having something tangible, the contracts are backed by your labor. Your labor was given. All right, you guys making sense for everybody. I'm trying to make it make sense. So the trust of this is really, so when you come to you go to the private to the public, everything starts with the General Welfare Fund, Social Security Act, when it comes to the contracts you're operating under now. But it's still under the In God We. That's the name of the trust, IGW. In God We. That is the name of the trust. And it's not your trust. You can only control what you create. But when you create this birth certificate, your mother gave up your labor and your future labor to this trust. And that's what you draw upon. Because you was worth your weight in gold. So now that we understand administration, I'm going to break down some cold shit for y'all, man. Before we even get to the 508c where they trust. Because y'all need to understand why it works. You have your freedom of religion. And they're implementing their freedom of religion on you, period. This shit is deep. Look at, think about this, look. Because I got to give y'all visuals. You know what I'm saying? Most of y'all look melanated in this motherfucker. So y'all came from the hieroglyph. Y'all had hieroglyphics and shit, you know what I'm saying? When y'all talk to each other, listen, I see we got doctors in the building, so, but maybe when he was younger, he was throwing up gang signs, you feel me? This is how we talk to each other, you feel me? So woo, cuz, you feel me? What's up, folk? Now look, signs and symbols for the conscious mind. That's all letters are, is signs and symbols, curved lines and dots. I hope that makes sense for you. They're using spells, spelling and spellcasting. They're using these against you. Simple as that. Now look at this. What's he wearing? Let me pull him out. You can't even see this nigga face right here. My bad. I shouldn't be saying that. This is the 508c class. We talking about God. But look. So look. You see what he's wearing? Now what do judges wear? Come on, man. Same shit. It's called the mourning robe. Mourning is a state of sadness, by the way. Look, that's what this is called, a mourning robe. You're sad. They're playing dress up as feminine. I don't see no dudes in it. But I'm just letting y'all know it's a state of sadness. Mourning is a state of sadness. And then it gets deep. I just want y'all's mind to be focused on that. Everything is a ritual or religion. If we go to court, we turn in paperwork, right? It's got to have a date on it, right? So they celebrate Sundays. They'll tell you to come to court on Monday, right? So I just want y'all to know where their religion comes from. It's a bunch of different religions all mixed together, but they're still under Roman law. The birth certificate is definitely under Roman law. So the Roman gods, they're giving honors to the Roman gods with the days of the week. That's what I'm telling you. It is a religion. Sunday is the day of the sun. Monday, the day of the moon. Tuesday is the god of war, Mars. Wednesday is Odin, Roman god of Mercury. Thursday, the reminiscence of Jupiter, is Thor. I was told it was Thor, so there it is. The word thunder, Thor, Thursday. Friday, Venus, the goddess of love. Saturday, Saturn. Y'all following me? Let me know if that makes sense. You understand why I'm bringing this shit up now. Now, months. January is Janus. Here we go. The god of the gateway. February. Roman festival purification. March, the month of Mars. That's the Roman god of war. Again. April, the month of April, meaning opening leaves and flowers. May, the month of Maya. Greco-Roman goddess of spring and fertility. June, the month of Juno, principal Roman goddess. July, Julius Caesar. Come on now. August, Augustus Caesar. September is the 7th month. October is the 8th month. November is the 9th month. And December is the 10th month. This is their religion. Y'all following along? So, we know you don't serve your God when you step into court and you don't contest these things. These are the first things you should contest. I'll bring a school teacher in as my expert witness and say, isn't the earth billions of years old? Who decided it's 2026? You follow me? The Bible's a fact in the courtroom. Let me find y'all something. Because this is shit I'll be bringing up in court. Now look at this. In 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth and all living things upon the earth and rested on the 7th day of the first week. God only made 7 days. You follow me? So who decided it's 2026? These are things you can always contest. Now, and your minister. So what I teach everybody, if you haven't understood with administration, I'm teaching you how to establish your own administration. I'm teaching everybody how to create corporate trustees. I can't make this up, I really do. Now I wanna touch on these too before we dig deep. Because I need y'all to be firm and stand firm on whatever you believe you're supposed to be establishing. Because if you didn't believe you were supposed to establish it, why would you establish it? So Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion, or prohibit the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So when you do establish, say you establish a Christian church or a 501c3, regular nonprofit, even regular LLCs, you're establishing these things with the government, and they will prohibit you from being able to say what you want to say. They'll shut your business down if you're talking about a certain group. That's not freedom of speech, right? Same way with you have community guidelines with all these social media. So I'm just saying, if you said the wrong thing in one of these LLCs or businesses or even churches, they can come shut you down if you're not established correctly, because there is no freedom of speech, truthfully, when you're operating. If you're not operating in the private sector, your speech is controlled. Okay? But I just want to, freedom of speech and freedom of religion. You have your freedom to associate. Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. So if my religion says, because if it harms none, you can do what you will. That's Article 1, Section 10, too, of the private contracts. So if my church says I don't have to pay taxes, that's what it is. Can't nobody tell me what my relationship and covenant with God is? And that's another key word, too, is going to be covenants. You create covenants now when you have your own ministry. We create covenants. And I'll pull up a covenant that I use that helped me get out of situations. It's called a peace covenant. But there's covenants in the Bible, covenants with God. And even in the Christian Bible, God promises the chosen people land. So you got to learn how to be one of those chosen people, even if it's in your family Bible. Okay? A promise, agreement, or contracts between two parties, a covenant. A covenant outdoes a promissory note. Dre says these administrators don't sound too constitutional. They're not. So I'm showing you covenants. We heard about covenants in the Bible, right? I'm showing you covenants in law. It's a real thing. Mutual compact to do or not do something, a contract. In law, a promise made by deed. Applied in Scripture to God's arrangements with man as a translation. The meaning, solemn agreement between members of a church. To enter in a formal agreement or contract. So I'm giving y'all some game right now. These are the things you need to look into, or these are the things you need to create when you're establishing these things, because the government, Article 1, Section 10, the government can't interfere with a private contract. So, and we're moving with covenants, okay? Well, here's the code right here. 28 U.S.C. 508, special rules with respect to Section 501c3. So what I do is, let me pause this real quick. I'm going to show you exactly what is done when I do set up a 501c3 ministry. Because the 501c3 does hamper your freedom of speech, okay? I'm looking for one of my old 501c3s so y'all can see how I established them. Okay, so this was one of my old 501c3s, You see a name of the ministry. I established this so I help somebody with some community service, okay? You see it says a ministry trust. This nonprofit will be operating as a 508c1a. And like I showed you, entities can be trustees, okay? Entities. And it appears as if it's a person, but this is a whole entity right here. It says this nonprofit, you just attach this to your 501c3 so you can be treated as such. And then you're able to still file and get your tax exemptions with the feds and the state as a 508c1a. But you do have to come in as a nonprofit in their jurisdiction. But we started in the private first. This nonprofit will be operating as a 508c1a, tax exempt organization described as Section Internal Revenue Code 508c1a, and benefits for faith-based organizations. Churches, interrated auxiliaries, and association of churches do not have to apply as a 501c3 in order to be tax exempt and offer tax deductibility for contributions. All organizations seeking tax exempt status must apply to the IRS except faith-based organizations, and they can be formed under the 508c1a and enjoy mandatory exceptions from these requirements of the code. And that's true. And they're mandatory accepted from filing an income tax return by federal law, see 26 U.S.C. 6033A3A. But we still do file it so we don't have any interruptions, no problems. We still file. Once we establish this with whatever state, it's called a 1023 easy with the feds, and then every state has their own process. Okay? And this is how you do it, you know? We do it at pay.gov. Streamline application to be recognized. This is how you get a federal tax exemption number. You want the state one though. The state tax exemption number, whatever state you're in. But this is how you get that federal tax exemption number right here. You got credit account, all that. I got all that, but I'm not gonna sign in today. But I'm just showing y'all. So get your tax exemption number. But first, what you want to do is make sure you get ordained. ulc.org. Get ordained. ulc.org. So this was the last time I go ordained. I really got ordained in 2016 originally, then using these people in 2017 the first time. And I like it. All right. DJ said he did his yesterday. And I do show y'all how to do this in the school. Just type in ministry. I don't know where it's at. I don't see it. Let me see. There we go. You can order all this stuff. See, this one I did in 2019. But yeah, and I don't know where it's at. You get a baptismal certificate. You can order all of that stuff from this website. Because the baptismal certificate can be used. One second. Apologies, y'all. Apologies. We heard this that loud pack. Apologies, y'all. Where was I? Let me get the chat. I appreciate y'all's patience, though. Let me get back to the recording. I'll forget.
Recording stopped.
Oh, I was still recording? My bad.
Recording in progress.
I meant to pause that.
Yeah, you was at the getting ordained situation.
All right, getting ordained. We're gonna roll one up too. That's my freedom of religion right there. But yeah, getting ordained. Get ordained. How many people's been ordained? Through the way that I showed everybody in the school. I see me's everywhere. We got Energizer the DJ in a motherfucking building. He's in tune. He's in tune. Hey, unmute yourself, Energizer the DJ. Let us know why you got it ordained, why you think it's important. But that makes you a legal minister, like, at the end of the day. I mean, that's all you should. But what's good, man? Peace and love.
Peace and love. You know, prosperity is your divine birthright. So, you know, as I said through the class, you know, you have been saying it, but when I came to Atlanta, it had really just sealed the deal. From the administration side of what we do, we administer. So why would I not administer to my life? Why would I not administer to my title? I added minister to Energizer, and I added minister to my informant name that my mama gave me.
That's lit. That's how you move, though.
Yeah. So now I'm musical minister.
That's lit.
I might take DJ off my shit, and it's Energizer the musical minister.
That's lit. That's lit. I've been checking your stuff out too, man.
Yeah, listen, it's on its way.
Yeah, I need you for Vegas though.
Let's do it.
Cause I got big stages, bro.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
you know,
man.
Vegas used to be my Vegas. Was
Yeah, that's where I met you.
Yeah, So listen. I'm so familiar with the with Vegas. I used to stay right behind the Encore.
I'm gonna let you know where I'm having it. I just finished the deal today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to ask you because I seen it. So you switched from Houston being Memorial Weekend to Vegas.
To Vegas. We're not doing Houston. I don't know when we're gonna do Houston, but we need to do it because I got a huge fan base out there.
Yeah, listen. You know I'm here, so
Yeah, we'll probably still do something maybe this summer, maybe July or August.
it's gonna be hot than a motherfucker. So you ain't gonna be able to wear your suit.
Well, I know. I'll be in Houston. I was just in Dallas, man. It's hot right now.
Yeah. We was damn near 87 today.
It was something like that in Vegas too.
Yeah, it's on its way. But I just wanted for those who are tuning in, the ministry position is one of the highest positions that you can just start with spiritually. So God had already had me going through particular things in my spiritual journey, and this was the thing that needed to seal the deal. So in running into, listen, man, it get deep, and I don't want to go, like you said, I don't want to get too deep, but listen, I was going, right before I met you, bro, I was going through something at the crib. Not me personally, but a family member was tripping, and I was hot, bro. I was so hot. And I'm talking about I didn't have cuss bitch out everything, bro. I was pissed. And next thing you know, when I seen you in my peripheral, later on, God was like, bro, I got you. Like, I got you. Like, it's a reason why you walk down that street. It's a reason why you was on that side of the street. It's a reason why I know some stuff might not be going how you want it to go, but you got to keep your eyes on the prize. So, I mean, bro, real life, he put me in the position to holler at your boy. So, I mean, I've been rocking with the sounds and vibrations ever since, man.
Hey, you in tune. Like when you came to Atlanta, you blew my mind.
Yeah, but you know what that's from? It's the way how my brain is made is one thing. Like he crafted my brain a particular type of way. So when I'm looking at stuff, when I'm listening to you, and that was one of the things. And I apologize, but it was just happening to me in real time, bro. Because I fast so much. Like I did a 40-day fast, no food, but bro, I fast so much. So now when I be getting them downloads and I'm putting them pieces together, like as you're speaking and saying certain things, bro, it's like it's just hitting me. It's like the download coming in. So a couple of times while we was in the, you know what I'm saying, the Atlanta joint, it was like, hold on, y'all. If y'all don't understand what he just said, it's A, B, C, and D. Like I can go in and try to make it to the most simplest version of what you just explained. So I got one coming up soon. I want to chop it up with you and break down with you. It's speaking to the vessel, and it's going to correlate between like how people view cars and how we view our spiritual vessel.
That's
a lot of
big.
people are not correlating the two.
So when I started learning from Patrick Devine, just gonna put that out there, and there's some gas, y'all. There's some gas, but hey, Patrick Devine learning that we are a vessel, right? In law. This is how they view you, right? So this is why you have to see yourself as property. When you're playing in the matrix, when you're playing in the public, you have to learn how to maneuver, even if it's really not you, but you know, the name is, you're attached to it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to see it as property. You truly do. I hope that makes sense for everybody.
It does. And when you said one of the ones that punched me in the chest is you cannot own what you do not control.
That's
And
facts.
as you, bro, when you said that, I was like, oh, that's how they've been finessing us this whole time. They have their own artwork.
That's all it is. It's artwork.
Yeah. So they control, bro. They control all of it.
So how I started learning how it was artwork is because you know, as a kid, motherfuckers will tell you there was always somebody that came out the blue and say, you know, Daniel Webster was a slave owner. At least when I was a child. I don't know if it was like that when you was a kid.
No, we just learned that.
Wow. So I've always heard this as a child. Like, you shouldn't use the Daniel Webster dictionary. He was a slave owner. Like, I've heard this ever since I was a child. Let me know if this is the first time hearing it, or you've heard this always, or let me know your experiences with Daniel Webster, if you understand that. So I was always told that Daniel Webster's definitions was to make you a slave. I was always told that. So understand that when you think you choose the words that you choose, but the definitions were still handed to you, so they even control the way you think and process information.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People say the first time they learned it from me. It's crazy how you think, because you heard it your whole life, you think everybody else heard it. That's crazy how that works, man.
Yeah.
I thought everybody was privy to that information because I've been hearing this since the second grade.
But Pete Game though, like for example, I'm in Texas. Texas only exists because they wanted to keep slaves. Because Mexico said, nah, we not doing that. And Texas was like, oh, bullshit. We keeping them. So we gonna start our own. You see what I'm saying? So we in a place where the level of people that have these type of conversations like me and you, bro, it was 1 in a million that you would run into somebody, and it's like y'all might have talked for 10 hours because y'all was so happy to see each other and just dump that information out. This is before before these conversations I had on the internet. This is, man, all these combos. Like, this is just good. Like, these were poetry lounges and places like that where you can go and have these combos. Even in my lodge, we never had these type of combos.
You said your lodge, you a Freemason?
Yeah.
All right. You a traveling man, I see.
Yeah, to the east.
And to the west again. Search Westwood's lodge.
Look, East
Good Square.
Yeah, what's happening, Square?
What's good, Mo?
Look, so watch this. But I became a Mason at 18 years old, going into my 19 years old, right? And one of the things throughout all my years of traveling was you ran into certain brothers that would provide you with certain game. And it was like, okay. And then even in the, I ain't gonna go deep into it, but even in the tools of masonry, like, even like where I seen you breaking some shit down, I'm like, bro, these are just the tools in life.
Hey, facts.
And approaching.
Hey, the only ones that come out against me is the ones that they fucking with, like, you know, our people, you know what I'm saying? But they know it's the truth.
Yeah.
So people, everybody understand that we all traveling? Let's go.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Look, in the same way, watch this. In the same way that you on the school platform, we're all in the school of life.
Hell yeah.
So, see what I'm saying? And so it's all the stuff that's just a replication of the same expression.
Yeah,
so
man. A brother brought, he just said, hey man, I see you want your knowledge. He gave me all the information. He said, this is all I got from the Blue Lodge, the first 3 degrees. Gave me all the information. You know what I'm saying? And that's when Prince Hall, man, was mixed. Mulatto.
Yeah.
Shout out to Prince Hall, man, for real.
Yeah.
But so everything that's created was truthfully created by master masons. This whole system. But people don't understand that. And it's really used to better your character. Everything is just a test.
That's it.
But people don't look at it like they think they got enemies and all that. If you think you got an enemy, that is your enemy. But shit, you can't level up without a challenge.
And you have and as a Mason, what do you have to believe in, or what?
Oh, you have to believe in something greater than yourself.
The Supreme Architect.
The Supreme Architect. Yes.
Let's talk about it. It's the Creator every time.
But to be initiated, you have to believe in something. You can't not believe in nothing.
Yeah, you can't walk in there atheist.
You can believe in Buddha, whatever, but they just call him the Supreme Architect. That's what I put in all my paperwork when I'm dealing with them too.
Yeah, I like that. When I learned that young, I was like, that's a better way of looking at it, because everybody gonna argue about God, because everybody got a
right.
word. You know what I'm saying? And some people, so like for us, we the type that'll go in and investigate it. We just not go accept the God that's given to us. We go in and try to figure it out.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. But so with the lodges, most lodges that are really getting money, they're not operating as a faith-based organization. They're operating as an unincorporated association. All unincorporated.
Facts.
That's how they can move big money. They take care of their members, though. I need people to understand this, though, understand this stuff, because it's not just about trying to get us outside the government. You are your government because you're taking care of your members. That's really why you should want to create a church. People be like, my family's not down with this shit. Are you taking care of them? Shit, you got to make it an incentive for your family to want to get along and learn this shit. What are you doing? Are you making some money? Are you making some moves? Are you growing the family? Are you growing the family trust? You follow me? Didn't nobody want to get down with DONKILAM to DONKILAM, show them, hey, we making some money over this motherfucker.
And now everybody all ears.
Yeah. Then you know you got to make it an incentive. But shit, if where attention goes, power flows. So whatever your focus is, where attention goes, it grows.
Oh, and it's the attraction of currency as well. In both forms. Energy, currency.
But the Masons are a private family, correct?
Big fact.
That's how you have to look at this. And so is your family. Everything, your family, it starts, this is your first teacher. That's who taught you about God first. No one can dictate your freedom of religion. Your family can't be your religion. So that's why I'm going at it about this. That's why they're able to control your assets in your name. You know, people used to give everything they own to the church and go on the ministry. Right?
Yeah.
Give up everything they own to the church. Now the church owns the assets, and now they're serving the church.
Yeah.
This is what I'm telling you to do. Hey, if this is the route you want to move, you know what I'm saying? You want to give everything up to either something that the church is going to benefit from. And it just so happens that the church can take care of your family. Someone said he became a duke too. So, I want to talk about title, and then, so you got legal title, and then you got equitable title. The government has legal title over you. They have the birth certificate. You never have the original. You only have a certified copy. But these really work.
You like identifying as an 8 pounds, 10 ounces.
Yup. You still identifying as a baby.
Minor.
Why would you allow a birth certificate to identify you?
You want to know? You know another wild one is when you pointed that out. It instantly triggered me to pick up on another one. My wife said she had to go to the Social Security office, and when she went to the Social Security office, they needed forms of ID. I said, "Baby, did you hear what you just said?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Now say it again slowly."
That's deep.
Because remember, she was in the office. She was in the class with us in Atlanta. I said, "Now think of what Don said, and say that again slowly." She said, "When I went to the Social Security office, I had to show a form of ID." I said, "So now let's think like how Don taught us." I said, "If you showed up to the Social Security office, why didn't you show your Social Security card as ID if it's an identification?" She was like, "What?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "So think about how many times they try to use the Social Security card as a form of identification."
Facts.
It makes no sense. So if you cannot go to the Social Security office and whip out a Social Security card for ID, talk to me. Then it ain't no ID. So neither one of those are identifications. So why do we identify as them?
That gives you access to the trust. It shows that you're the beneficiary. You're the res now. You pledged all your labor and assets and future labor and assets.
Yeah, and it's the worst trust to be in, like you say.
Worst trust. I'm trying to tell you.
Listen, it's an abusive trust, is what it is. The trustees abusing you.
That's funny.
You just supposed to be the beneficiary.
There, I forgot what I was going to look at. Facts.
Yeah. So I got a court case I got going on now, and I've been sitting back slowly but surely watching this play out. And I'm gonna go in there and wear their ass out. I'm gonna go in there and wear them out.
So.
You was pulling up the titles like Duke.
Yeah, I just showed that. I was gonna say you said it was about to talk about the trust though. It brought us up though, but yeah, it's a horrible trust. But I'm gonna put this in the class too. This is my old book, laying the path. Just understand what these mean. Convention, treaty, ministry. And I look at a religion as a ritual. So look, it's just how you see these words. A Monday through Sunday is a ritual. So that is a religion. And I showed you why. I already showed you why. But look at this. So this is a real kingdom too. Look how they're established. These are how countries are established. They have ministries. I'm trying to look up all their different ministries. They have a bunch of different ministries. But we can look up, let's just look up the Prime Minister. Vladimir Putin used to be the Prime Minister. But you see the word Prime Minister. And then they'll have a Ministry of Defense. Now the Prime Minister of Russia is this guy. See the key word, Prime Minister. A Prime Minister is the head of the government, serving as the chief of the executive under either a monarch or a president. This is new to y'all? I've been preaching this for years.
No, it's what's the other one that's associated that's kind of
I want to use something like Ministry of finances.
Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Yeah, all that. I would have shown the Kingdom of Hawaii because that's who I rock with. I'm trying to find their website. I should have had it pulled up for y'all. We just went there though.
When he's in Atlanta.
Yeah, here we go. Look, they got like the Ministry of Water. They got all this shit. Ministry of Public Works, Ministry of Agriculture. This is how your government's. So I want you to know, when you're creating your ministries, you're creating a government. What people not understanding, they're not. Look at the Vatican. Look at the Catholic Church. How much are they worth? 10 billion. So they have to have their own banks. They have to have their own trusts. They have to have their own government. So can't nobody come in and try to tax them because the government can't interfere with a private contract. Church versus state. The Vatican Bank. They came, they took a lot of your shit. It's in the Vatican Bank.
Yeah.
Now we go to the, everybody does this, the Mormons, Latter-day Saints. They're all private ministries that have their own government. This is why the government does not fuck with them. See their net worth? They securitize all their baptismal certificates. Everything's in-house. You have to deal, all their businesses, when you're born in them, you have to deal with their businesses, if that makes sense. Everybody has a family office, put it like that. And the church is the government. How you do that? They have their own boards. You see this. Dude's the president. He's 93 and a half years old. It's just making sense to everybody so far. Put it in y'all's face. They say he's the quorum of the 12 apostles. Quit playing. Let's go. Hey,
Even me.
hey, that means tell the judge run up, get done up. They some real gangsters. Hey, straight up. Straight up. Y'all better get down and lay down. You hear me? Guarantee they got motherfucking top flight security. But look, they worldwide with it. Ministry trust you can open anywhere. Say again, ministry trust you can open anywhere in the world. Same way with an unincorporated association. They set up church. They got churches everywhere. You're on a ministry. This is why churches go overseas. Churches go everywhere. Yes, he said we was on equitable title or legal title. Yes. So look, the government has legal title. I didn't touch that. The government has legal title. You have equitable title. That means you can hold the thing itself, and you're reliable. To turn over the rent's goods, and you're getting taxed every time because you hold equitable title. You want legal title. The government has legal title over you with the birth certificate. So, the 508c1a faith-based organization is a religious nonprofit tax-exempt organization. The 508c1a faith-based organization is separate and distinct from a 501c3 charity and unincorporated faith-based organizations. An unincorporated faith-based organization, by definition, is a First Amendment church organization. So again, an unincorporated faith-based organization, by definition, is a First Amendment church and organization. You truthfully need no paperwork to establish this. All you have to do is say, this is it. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Say it again, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. So the 508c1a is recognized by the federal government by all 50 states and recognized internationally under the Hague Convention of the United Nations Charter. Since its inception in 1954 with the Johnson Amendment, the 501c3 has been promoted and advertised by many as the only option to organizing a faith-based organization. This is correct. Federal law, IRS publications, and court cases all confirm and establish the rights and protections of the 508c1a faith-based organization. The 508c1a faith-based organization mandatory exemption from all the restrictions of 501c3 faith-based organization, including free speech restrictions, IRS reporting requirements, rules and regulations that the IRS may from time to time prescribe and provide testimony under oath. With that being said, a 508c1a is a registered state entity, just as a 501c3 is a state and federal sanctioned entity. Keep this in mind as we proceed further in this document. A 508c1a is a 501c3 with special exemptions. A 501c3 is a regular nonprofit. Now, a 508c1a faith-based organization is a not-for-profit in the same context as a 501c3. The general context of operation for this form of organization is as follows. The 508c1a is registered at the state level only. It is exempt from all federal filing requirements of the 501c3, excluding returns for the church itself. This is the United States 26508 and United States Code 266033. The 508c1a faith-based organization enjoys a mandatory exception from all the restrictions of 501c3. Faith-based organization has, including free speech restrictions, IRS reporting requirements, rules and regulations that the IRS may from time to time prescribe and providing testimony under oath for educational purposes only. Man, I'm going to let y'all read the rest of that. But literally, it's your right. Under the first, you can open this up without anything. So, most states, once you establish this, I'm going to show y'all the trust documents too. Y'all going to get all of this. So this is Missouri. So you do have to fill this out to get tax exemption status. I showed you how to do it with the federal level, 1023. But every state has their own form. When you create I created it as a 501c3. I say this is operating as a 508c1a. That's the attachment. That is the attachment. I showed y'all earlier the one I established in Colorado right here. So this would be the attachment. When we set up our nonprofits, this is a nonprofit corporation set up with the state, and this was the attachment. Every state has their own documents to fill out to get the tax exemption. So this is Missouri's. And it's usually cheap too. It's like $50 to $100 to set all this stuff up. You see this? You click religious. It's for religious because it's for the faith-based organization. And that's pretty much it. That's how you set it up, and then you get the tax exemption. We went over covenants. Where's the trust at? So there's a simple trust in the school chat. Well, in the school, 508 trust. So this is the simplest trust you can get. It starts off with the declaration of authority that this is a private common law trust, the right to contract. And it's a private trust established and then a public trust. This one, I believe, is it's an irrevocable trust too. Let me see. It says that on the cover page. This one's the private one. So you can't get an EIN for the private one. But the public, they both say private on there. But one of them's private, one of them's public. It's going to say you can use the EIN, so I don't want to confuse y'all. But it's wrong on there unless that's the same one. So look, this is private because it says public commerce prohibited. Then you make one that say public commerce allowed.
This one seems pretty easy to operate and establish.
Yeah, this one is simple, but you just got to make sure it say public trust on there. I think I put 2 private trusts there. But one, you just put public commerce is allowed. That's all you have to change. Yeah, because the other ones I'm about to show y'all get deep, and I altered them. They were like to my liking, so I thought I had them pulled up already. Oh yeah, I did. They're word templates. I'm gonna put the stuff in the chat right now too. Y'all been rocking with me late night tonight. And it says I can't put the trust template in because it's being used. Let me copy it. And I don't have a Cash App no more, so don't pay attention to that Cash App. That's in the book. Boom. So I had made this myself, to be honest with you, but you wanted it to be as simple as possible to me. But I was letting them know that when we talk about the corporate trustees, you could either make the 501c3 a trustee or a beneficiary. I like to make if I do have a faith-based organization or unincorporated association, those are my beneficiaries. But this definitely would have been my beneficiary owner of a holding company. That's how I used to maneuver. And then if I use nonprofits, was the beneficiary owner of that nonprofit because it's established the 501c3, which you can make it a trustee or a beneficiary. Now, if I did have children, I would, so this is set up for children, I would make all their names of business or give them positions of the nonprofit. Like, that's what they would inquire. Like, if their name's beneficiary on this trust, I would give them positions of the nonprofit organization. Hope that makes sense. And if you ever get confused on that, it's the Warren Buffett way. So, like, I'm reading an article right now. I'm going to show it to y'all. Can you read that for me, Energizer?
In final shareholder letter, Buffett reveals plan to give 1.3 billion to foundations run by his children.
That makes sense to everybody?
And look, the way how they tried to flip it was they tried to originally leak, because now that you show me this, the original news was Warren Buffett said he wasn't giving his children any money.
They said he wasn't giving his children any money, yes. That's what he said.
That's how they tried to play it.
But he's not.
And he's not. True. Yeah.
This is the Warren Buffett way. You know what I'm saying? His children they're the trustees. They dictate where the money goes.
Earn your position.
So, if they're gonna be beneficiaries of anything, they're gonna be a beneficiary of the 508c1a, which is the beneficiary owner of the nonprofit organization. They acquire positions. So, the property is attached to Schedule A's, B's, C's, okay? Your Schedule A's, B's, and C's. Your Schedule A's always have the property information. Or your schedules, it can be beneficiary information. Depends on how your trust is set up. Now, if you file a Schedule A with the IRS, that means you're itemizing their property. You follow me? Non-probate transfers of community property. We're staying out of court. Probate, but there's it. That's it. The tax exemption purposes, right there. That's all you need to put in your trust if you're operating as a 508c1a. So you can create your trust as simple or as complicated as you want, as long as it has this in there. Now, when I create my new trust, and I do utilize ChatGPT, I just always make sure I include non-disclosure agreements, hold harmless clauses, indemnity clauses. I learned this all from the game. And then I learned how to put that inside my private trust or my bylaws or even my operating agreements of LLCs. So that way they can't sell your information if you do come to the public to get accounts. And then boom, grant. So when you're giving money, it's either a grant or an endowment. When the way I'm moving through this trust. And I only help out other faith-based organizations or nonprofits. That's how I have it in this. And then I did put in there, you have to be also a national. We only donate money to nationals. I'm looking for them colors in there, but yeah, I really put that in there. You had to be a national. But I did also put Native Americans in there. And then certain trusts. Then we got, it's different types of trusts that I did put in this 508c1a. Okay? So y'all can look these things up on y'all's own. I'm not getting deep. I just want y'all to know it can be simple. So all these are split up. But the only thing that I was holding in this trust was the nonprofit. So the nonprofit that you established. Or however you want to establish it, you know what I'm saying? But I just showed y'all the Warren Buffett way.
Does the unincorporated get as complex as what this one is here with the 508 if you were to compare the two?
What'd you say?
I said, does the unincorporated association get as complex like how you really
we can go over the unincorporated. I went over it last week, I think, but we can go over that shit again real quick.
Okay.
Because it's just a few documents, bro.
Okay, keep that way simpler than your
Hell yeah. That's why I switched to unincorporated associations. Because even with this, because I gave y'all, so here's the schedules too. I gave y'all a church constitution too. Because you want, so when you're operating the 508c1a, the church also has to be part of the schedule. That's community property in the trust, Schedule A. Schedule B is the list of the names and the property in the trust. And then the foundation, Schedule C. So the church would be, you would put that as property of the 508c1a. Does that make sense? So even if you had a Bible, you put them in a trust. A table, a chair. But this is all you need to set up the trust, though, is this. Certificate of Trust, EIN. That's all they really need. Schedule A right here to go down through this. You know what property's in it. Then there's the last will and testament. This will bypass all probate, though, this will. You won't even have to go to court, nothing. But you can make this so simple, though. That's just, y'all can go through it if y'all want to. I'm going to show y'all how simple this is. If you just use an unincorporated association. I'm bringing them both in the game because I'm talking about the 508c1a. I showed y'all the simple trust in the school. You just make sure that public commerce is allowed in one of the trusts. The private trust sets up the public trust. So you're always in control, if that makes sense. So the private trust would be the grantor and you would be the trustee.
That makes sense because when you in your house, you get dressed privately first before you walk out in the public without your
That's
clothes.
it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So here's some real life documents. Unincorporated. You just need the bylaws. We have meeting minutes, banking resolution, bylaws, banking resolution, and then an EIN. That's all you need. And you can have a mission statement too. And we got a mission statement in there somewhere. But yeah, so that was the meeting minutes. You can open up a council meeting minutes. So the banking resolution let you know who can open up the bank account. But the bylaws is like your constitution. So you see this was an unincorporated association. Here's the purpose. For charitable, educational, informational purposes only. The Board of Trustees was creating us as the officers. We had the non-disclosure agreement right here. Just type this in the ChatGPT, it will create it for you. I promise you. If you need my help, I'm going to tax you. Indemnity agreement. Then I want you to know, just like the Constitution has amendments, that means to change. So the Articles of Confederation is the real law, and then the amendments is what was changed. And then boom. And the banking resolution just shows who can open up bank accounts. And then I always had a mission statement I always take in. And that's all you need, for real. That's all we use. So open up the I'm gonna put templates in here for y'all. And I will put it in the school. Everything I'm going over. If you want to stay off the grid, you just get an EIN. You fax it in and put foreign, or you call it in and put foreign. So here's a simple. This one's simple, but it ain't got all the non-disclosure agreements on the thing. There's a mission statement, the Constitution. Let me see if you got the non-disclosure. No, you have to add your own. But this is all you need to open up an unincorporated association. And I'm going to show you why it's important. But check this out, the mission statement. Our mission is to empower and uplift communities through financial literacy. We're committed to funding nonprofits. So the Holy Bible can open this up, universal, with common, universal, natural laws. My first unincorporated association, I'll open that up with common law. Let's check this out. Just do a little study. An unincorporated association is a group of people in common law jurisdictions. Y'all peep that?
Bing, bing, bing.
Common law jurisdictions. So you're operating as an unincorporated association with your birth certificate, social security number, and driver's license when they come together and create these contracts. They're using them to create unincorporated associations, truthfully. But this is how all the elite moves strictly through unincorporated associations. I'm putting those templates in the chat too. Y'all learn some game tonight?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show y'all something else too. So y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, people be overthinking it so easy. Look, the last two I had opened up last year, I made a lot of money through them too. It was PNC and Chase Bank, unincorporated associations. You have your own rules. They can't control your account. If you don't, same way with your LLCs. If you're not going in there with your own operating agreements, you're in there by default. Their rules, what they say goes. Let me know if y'all have any questions, though. I feel like I did a great presentation. Even stop and grab some trees.
You know, when you try to look out for people, like when you go on Instagram and some of the other forums, and like when they come into the public, bro, I'll be sitting there just hoping they shut up and just let you flow. That's the part, like, you know, like if you ever seen any of my content, one of my things that I keep going viral on that seems to get under everybody's skin is when I do my no request content. Everybody's mad about it, but DJs get it because they're like, bro, I'm here to do a service. Like, I'm here to do my job. Like, I have this experience to do this. Just shut up and let me do my thing. So, bro, when I be watching you and you start flowing, like the other day, now that you showed that unincorporated association information, bro, you was going into that. And somebody started asking some dumb-ass questions.
Hey, they be cracking me up, though. I don't really be mad, though.
Yeah, but it's good, though.
Yeah, that's just how I move. Cause I need people to, y'all gotta understand what I be on. But if you pay for it, I'm all ears. Cause you gotta understand that's 2 words. As king. As king, I'm not serving you. Motherfuckers better recognize whoever asks. So when the police come up, who's asking questions? They are, right? As soon as you start asking questions, you're in control. Does that make sense?
And that's why they want to shut you up.
If you're a public servant, you're the master. You're supposed to ask the questions. They're public servants. Let them know. I'll ask the question. Are you a public servant? As soon as they say yes, I'll ask the questions then. Now, Laura Wavy says, do they ask for identification with open bank accounts? Yes, they do. So y'all can book a consult with me. I'll walk you through it. How I use trustees to open me accounts up. Where I don't go to bank at all. I don't show nothing. And that's why I was showing y'all what, if y'all looked at the documents that I just showed y'all, right? When I pulled it up, y'all seen another name on the paperwork with the government name, right? I have a right to open up the bank accounts, I just don't. That means they can issue me a card and I don't have to go in. I promise to God, I don't go in. I promise to God, all my bank accounts, I did not go in, they did not see my face. I didn't provide a social security number, nothing. And still I can show you a card right now. I got my name on it. Hold on, let me cover some shit up though. Y'all be trying to jack my shit. I don't know if y'all can see it. Y'all see it.
Yep, DONKILAM International, DONKILAM Unincorporated Trust.
Yeah, yup. I don't walk in the bank. I'm not showing shit. But you have to have somebody go in there. So, yeah, this person did go in, they show their ID. I get the EIN with no social security number. You can get it at Northwest Registered Agent if you want to and pay them. Because if you come through me, that's who I'm going to go. If you pay me, I'm going to pay them. So that's where I go. But if I do it myself, you know what I'm saying? You just fax it in or call it in, say you're foreign. You can still use all your addresses, all of that. I literally just got one back today. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up without showing his EIN. email to the school chat. I just sent it to him. But I got it from them, Northwest Registered Agent.
I got a damn good question for you when we get towards the end of this. Because I know you got the lenses to see this. And it's quite interesting how they offered it to us, but I know it's something interesting that they're doing with it. So it's a question I got. Just let me know when you're wrapping up, and I'll drop this one on.
Yes, sir. Well, look, we got that back. We got that EIN back. Just got this one back. No social. I got that from Northwest Registered Agent, so. But yeah, I can get all the blanks filled in for you. That comes with a fee, though. So yeah, I just tell him, hey, he's foreign. I'm not giving him nothing. So like this is my homegirl. I don't want to talk bad about it, but she wasn't that bright, right? But she was making money as a trustee for me, promise you. So look, this is how I gave her the information. This is all I gave her that's the paperwork, right? The EIN, that's the paperwork. Give me a debit card. This is my date of birth. This is my social. I said don't pressure it if they don't allow it. But yeah, went in. She opened up 2 accounts. Now the best banks to do this at is Truist Bank if you're down south. If you're on the East Coast, TD Bank. And then all on the West Coast, I've used Chase, I've used PNC. Wells Fargo won't do it. So, unincorporated associations. And my first one, somebody was a trustee. He did use sole proprietor EIN. He opened up EIN with a sole proprietor because you can open up an unincorporated association with any EIN. Because it's I hope it makes sense, y'all, because it's all common law. And you won't be taxed. It's unincorporated. They cannot send any information to the IRS or the state because it's unincorporated.
Because in the event that you do incorporate, you are a creature of the state. That's the whole point of not being a
Facts.
creature of the state. When you was a sole proprietor, when you started, they got you through the county first. The county lit you up with their paperwork and registered you with the state. And the state was like, oh, okay, well, you need to holler at the feds too. That's your county documentation, that's the state paperwork, and that's your social security number, that's fed paperwork. So that's how they double teamed you. So it's really your county where you started off, and they lit you up and brought you on into the fold.
Let them know about the county, man. It's a domain of account or earth. When you register anything with the county, understand the word register means king. You're giving it up to the crown. This is why I showed y'all you can become a duke. You can change your royal status. Truthfully, the government can't hand out titles of nobility, but they do acknowledge it. Well, they hand out esquires.
And that's what I like about it, the way how your brain deciphers and pulls out this language. You talk about the spell casting and a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Language and all that, but that's a whole.
Yeah, so there's a whole education just for royalty.
Yes.
People don't know that.
The government can't handle out titles of nobility, but that doesn't mean they don't recognize
right.
them.
That's
They can't
fact.
hand it out because they were a subsidiary corporation.
Correct.
And then they said, well, no, we don't want to pay franchise taxes no more as colonies, and we're going to start our own thing. So they said, okay, we go to war, something go down, and here are the terms. Once we finish, here are the terms. You can no longer try to put yourself on my level and call yourself any title of nobility. So they quote unquote stripped them of that because they knew they had came from them. So for anybody that goes in and do the research, you'll find out why they can't do it.
But accounting is the domain of nobility. It's a domain of a count or an earl. Count is a royal title. That's what they call these things, accounts. Because when you register these accounts, it goes to the king. Register, regis means king. You used to enroll your children in school. Now you register them. I hope that makes sense for everybody. But this is why they're like the term esquire. Like this is what these attorneys be going by, right? Those are real titles of nobility. Look, a rank below the knight. Shield maker. Guardsman. All dealing with the king, dealing with the royalty. Understand that. Understand that. All this is dealing with the crown. Even taxes. Like when you understand, I'm going to use the 6th edition of the Black Laws Dictionary. A contribution is a donation. So, definition of tax. In the general sense of taxes, any contribution imposed by government upon individuals for the use and service of the state, whether under the name of toll, tribute, tallage, gable, impost, duty, custom, excise, subsidy, aid, supply, or other name. But you see, that's the key word, contribution.
We hear about subsidies all the time if you pay attention to farming and a lot of industries that don't really have a true organic financial system or financial ecosystem. The government subsidizes those industries. So if you ever pay attention to those terminologies, that's what he just spoke to when he used the word subsidy.
So I'm going to go back to common law too. So I want you to know your 508c1a is considered an unincorporated trust as well. And that puts you under a common law jurisdiction. Now, common law is a body of law primarily developed through judicial decisions rather than statutes, okay? Although common law may incorporate certain statutes, it can, like 508c1a is an incorporated statute, it deals with stare decisis, which is stand by things decided. That's case law.
So this makes sense on why case law is referenced so much.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And the private, this is common law. This is case law, stare decisis.
Yeah. Yeah. This makes a lot of sense.
Incorporation is codes and statutes, and this is how these attorneys even get their powers through incorporation.
And that's how you lose.
Correct.
A statute stands tall. You stand up under that statute. I'll tell you a funny one related to statues. I was in Rio at the Christ the Redeemer, and if you stand up under it while the clouds are moving, it looked like the statue is falling on you. In corporations, what happens? You stand up under their statue, you're gonna fall up under their ass. Just think about what I just said.
That's facts.
Statue.
So y'all, I read the comments. They learning, man. They said we dropping gems. Never not learning something new from you, Don. Energizer puts in the layman's for you.
Yeah.
When creating this church trust, are we recording our certificate of trust at the county level? I don't really record nothing at the county level, but you can. Because I understand that you have to do that in certain states, okay? Like in certain states. Like Nevada would be a good state to go ahead and record it at the county level. Even Georgia.
what's the defining factor that you have found that's made you say, you know what, let me go and slide this on in the county?
Well, certain you have certain places it has to be in the county to even have protections. So like Nevada, South Dakota, those are places where they're gonna protect you. Like
your Wyoming's, New Mexico's.
Yeah, Alaska.
Okay, there you go.
So they protect individuals as well. So like I'm not gonna get deep, but a living trust would be good to do too. Yeah, I don't think Virginia's one of those states.
Virginia's a Commonwealth, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if it just depends what makes sense to you, man.
Yeah, Virginia.
You could put it on with the county if you want to, as long as it's established correctly. Delaware's a good one. So I had one put on in the public record in North Carolina. I promise you. That's one of my first. My first unincorporated association was in North Carolina, and it was put on the public record. And so Nevada will put it on and I don't. The main thing is staying private. You know what I'm saying? When you put it on a county record, it's in the public record now. So that's when you kind of want to have another private trust that controls that one.
So putting it on the county record, which is public information.
Correct. Now you're doing public commerce.
Yeah. Now it's pretty much counterintuitive on the reason why you.
Yeah. Just make sure you have something in the private still controlling it. So we can. That's where. So with me, I have the non-grantor, irrevocable, complex, discretionary spendthrift trust. Or you can have an offshore trust, an offshore holding company. And Michael says he only records notice on county of the creation of the trust. That's good.
Okay. So it's just putting the word out. Hey, trust was created. That's all y'all need to know.
Right. Correct. That's lit.
If you ever come across me, just know I already.
Yeah, because you don't want to indulge any assets at all. You don't want to indulge assets in the public. But, if the trust is made, boom. Keep the Schedule A's private.
Oh, okay. Aaron, you know what Aaron Michael is doing? He's saying a gentleman gives notice. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. But you still have private trust, man. Have a private trust.
Yeah, that's what
Have a private trust, have people sign it. Some people do have family attorneys and stuff. But, just make sure you have one that understands private life. So, because a public attorney will try to get you dragged into court every time. That's their job. The whole purpose is to bypass probate. Estate planning, when it's established correctly, it bypasses probate.
And peep game, courts in America are made to get in the middle of disputes or quote unquote solve
Facts.
If you are doing this privately, because you're doing, like he say, private families, private business, there is no dispute. It's understood in that house.
Facts.
DONKILAM got a child in his house. That law that he has in the home is his private law in the home. So if he say, hey, we don't eat snacks before this particular time, there is no dispute there. He's put the information on record in the household.
That's
Everyone
facts.
that's under his organization in the household understands these are the rules. That's literally what he's teaching us.
Right. The trustees get information, the beneficiaries get information. You keep them on notice when things change. Now, someone says the Cayman Islands good for offshore holdings. Yes. You got to think about it. The most yachts are registered in the Cayman Islands. So why would they register their yachts there? Due to no taxes.
I was just about to say taxes.
Yeah, taxes. It's all about tax avoidance. So, and another place to go is a country, not the state, a country called Georgia.
Nobody ever talks about Georgia.
It's a bleezy. Sounds like a blunt to me. I used to sell this information, bro. I used to gatekeep it for real. Hey, but holla at him, man. Holla at him. He said, can you sue a public organization privately? No. If you're going to sue them on a court case, it's going to be public. If you want to keep it private, that's stuff like arbitration. Yeah, Nevis is a good one. Well, I'm just showing y'all some place y'all can reach out to. And then you can just look up, it's called Tbilisi, Georgia. I don't know, stuff used to pop up, but this is the company, man. Check them out. You're protected there. My first offshore business and holding company was in Switzerland, though. But they got different laws now where if anything goes down, they have to hand out information.
When did they switch that?
I don't know. I was just told that it's true. So,
What?
yeah, to the IRS. They said, are there written rules for the gentleman? No. A gentleman gives notice, though. That's the rule. That's just kind of like a rule of commerce, though. But a gentleman does give notice, but you don't give him notice of private assets.
Facts. That's your business.
And it's about arm's length distance. The government can't interfere with a contract. That's why you keep private contracts. That's why they have such thing as private investors, private corporations. These are all such things. That's what I got for everybody. Let me know, man. If you what was you gonna say?
Okay, so in Texas, and I know it's a play, and I'm thinking through it. So I say, man, next time I talk to Don, I'm gonna ask him what he think this is. In Texas, if you're a veteran, like I'm a veteran, they have this waiver and free LLCs, and I want to say corporations that they allow you to establish, but it has to be 100% veteran owned. So let's just say if you're a veteran and I'm a veteran, we both can own it because it's 100% still. You will own a percentage of it, I'll own a percentage of it. But when I was looking at it, I'm like, this goes literally against everything that I'm reading and I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, I got to think this through on how to position it, because nothing is to say that in the future, after the 5 years that you get tax-free, it's tax-free and formation-free. So if I want to go in and do an LLC,
Oh, that's lit.
yeah, it's $0, and then it's the first 5 years you don't have any what's those damn what's the name of them damn taxes? The franchise tax. First 5 years. So now they made it an indefinite benefit. So literally each month I can go and just start creating LLCs and corporations in the state of Texas as a veteran.
That's lit.
So what I want to look at, but it's, like what we speak about from the private aspect, that has been my goal. So what I want to do is figure out the public benefit of that and the conversion into private. That's the part I gotta sit down and think through.
Yeah, you just do the holding company and then the church.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, look at I'm going through these I'm looking at these. These are my first time seeing these. I ain't been peeping this shit. People getting their ordained from the school.
Yeah.
That's lit. Look, he got his whole unincorporated association right there. Let's go. So he did the unincorporated association. That's lit. Ecclesiastical charter and declaration. That's lit. Did his thing. Shout out to the school, man. He got his frame. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. Doctor of Divinity, let's go. Shout out, that's one of my board members. Shout out to Roderick.
Yeah, there you go, Roderick.
Hey, let's go. I be moving too fast. Look, he got all the stuff right there. He got the international, he got the passport, the international driver's license, the Palau ID.
Oh, he not playing.
Let's go. He got the robe, the whole folder. That's the status correction folder right there. That's lit. I'm gonna download that. I'm gonna post that later. That's the homie though. He in Hawaii. He in Tennessee. This lit. That's lit how I be changing lives like that. That's lit. They all ministers now. Some of y'all in the class. That's true. Yeah, there you go, Gully. It's lit. Just so y'all can see it's legit. Now you can start your ministry. This is legit, man. Freedom of religion, man. So y'all agree now we can set up he can set up his ministry now, his ministry trust, set up his church and be official. And he can have a home office. You teach your children about God first. Who teaches their children about God before their parents? Nobody. Nobody grows up learning about God in the church. I'm reading the comments. They say I got mine about 20 minutes ago. He said he putting veterans on the game. Nah, so when you're operating in the private and the public, you don't mix that stuff. Public and private don't mix. So it's just like you just don't mix it. You put this stuff on record, it lets the record, the county know, it lets the people know. But if you're still that's a whole different capacity. When Donald Trump is not at work, he is a private citizen.
And that's the exact terminology he uses.
Yeah, a private citizen.
He literally uses that exact terminology. When they was trying to play him about his tax
Yeah,
records,
right.
they was asking him questions, he said, well, any private citizen. That's literally how he answered the question.
See, the public offices is a little bit different, but he keeps that separate from his private affairs.
Because his name is a bitch. Dude.
Correct.
Right. If you come in public for that tax.
And I'd say you can get funding anywhere between 3 to 6 months. Some people get funding right away. It just depends on your name and stuff. I'm about to be posting some business credit stuff in the classroom probably by tomorrow. Give me 24 hours. But we go to lenders. I don't go to the banks. I go to lenders. Lenders, the criteria are a little bit less harsh. They're just looking for cash flows. Well, I appreciate everybody that came through. Is there any more questions? Let me know if I showed y'all's ministry. What I see in here.
Give you flowers, bro. You always keep it real, man.
Yeah.
Every time. Appreciate you.
I appreciate that.
Good in to do.
Y'all just look in the mirror first, though. Listen, so I promise this, man. I promise y'all, look, so y'all know, y'all believe I'm the truth. I ain't got no reason to lie. I promise you, if you ask yourself the questions first, the answers come. All the answers inside you the truth. You are what you recognize, man. If you focus on bullshit, that's what you get. So, ask yourself, because I want you to know, God has no voice except through us. And God speaks to you signs and symbols and events. And then once you start learning how yourself responds to the questions, then you can start telling yourself what the fuck is going to be. Like, I'm done asking you, motherfucker. This is what you're going to do. Like, you have to talk to yourself like that. Then your mom and your daddy talk to you like that. If they didn't, that's why you're soft. My mom used to beat my ass. You hear me? Feel like she was showing off in front of these. My mama was white, so I feel like she was showing off in front of these niggas. Like, quit. She used to beat my ass. Then although I grew up in the 90s, I don't know if y'all had this, she'd go tell me to go pick out my switch. The fuck wrong with you? I'm not going out there picking shit.
Man, she wants you to go pick the weapon of your demise.
The fuck wrong with you?
Look, if you outside trying to test the aerodynamicness of the switch, like what kind of psychological warfare is this?
I love my mom.
You pick some bullshit if you want to.
My mom, rest in peace. I don't think she was a bad person, but my oldest brother got taken away because she used to beat her ass like real shit. She had one of those wiffle bats, you know, when we used to kids play. She beat my older brother with it. She got taken away, and he had to stay with our grandma. Real shit. My mom used to fuck us up. But until we got a little older, my dad used to think making us stand in corners and shit was child abuse. So when I got older, that shit stopped. But yeah, my mom used to fuck us up.
These little kids need to get their ass.
Yeah, you can't do it. You can't do it. I got some great.
I remind my daughter all the time. I say I should have whipped your ass. I didn't whoop her because I got all the beat growing up.
Hey, so one of my sons, I be checking him like I'm about to, but I don't do shit. But man, I got great kids, so I thank God for that.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah. So, you know, my young ones, they are gems, but it's because they mom. That first one, I fucked up on, and I ain't know no better. I figured it out. I got it right later.
But I appreciate
Both
y'all.
sons and daughters caught them ass whooping. Damn that.
Catch these hands.
That shit.
Hey,
That shit.
when I got older, my dad used to put them hands on me. I used to bite his ass, whatever, to get his big ass off me. Get the fuck off me, man. I'm not
I
playing.
appreciate y'all, man. You ain't Energizer, man. Great.
Yeah,
great
man.
Tonight, real talk.
Yeah, man. Energizer doing the thing. We're going to have to, hey, so Las Vegas, man, I want you to come speak too, man.
I'm at that joint.
So, yeah, man, all weekend, man, we doing our thing. I'm doing a Roderick getting this. I see Roderick in here, right, Roderick? You up late with us? He was. I don't know if he still is.
This one I seen him in here.
Hey, what's the date, man, so I can slide through there?
It is Memorial Day weekend, May 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. I'm doing unincorporated associations that Sunday. That's what we talking about, and then we gonna talk a little bit about crypto too. But yeah, tap in, man. I'm looking for sponsors. You want to be a guest speaker? Anything.
22nd, 23rd, 24th.
22nd, 23rd, 24th, y'all.
Yeah, I got you. For
It's
sure.
gonna be lit. So look, literally, I just signed the paperwork, and when I get off here, I'm about to send them the payment information and lock everything in. But I got a real big stage, gonna be recorded for people who ain't gonna make it. Place only gonna hold 200 though. If y'all don't make it, because Energizer was there in Atlanta, we didn't have enough room.
Man, we ran out of damn room. We had to cut. Listen, I had to cut the audio up so they could get in the back.
We didn't have enough room. We didn't have enough room. So we're gonna get a big stage, fit 200 in there. We're gonna have some guest speakers. My homie 607 said he gonna come through and speak. We're gonna see who else we got coming through. But it's gonna be a movie, man. Straight up. It's gonna be a straight movie. Then the next day is everybody ain't gonna be able to come the next day. You're gonna have to be a VIP because we're doing the handing out honorary doctorate degrees. Handing out honorary doctorate degrees, and I think I'm doing catering too. So, and then the Sunday is going to be VIP day too for everybody who wants to get deep on the trust. We'll do status correction too. You know, just get deep on that stuff, man. One-on-one stuff.
Work all weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna work all weekend. We're gonna kick it.
All right, this gonna be some good work.
Yeah, I'll probably do a dinner Saturday night too or something, man. But y'all gonna have to pay for y'all's own shit at dinner. Y'all can meet me somewhere though. Yeah, I probably am gonna do that. Y'all can meet me somewhere because I already got a location I'm gonna be at. We can just kick it. Shit, y'all ain't gotta pay for that. Y'all come meet me at dinner and shit. Just kick it. It's gonna be in the mountains and the lake and shit.
Off the strip.
No, we ain't gonna be off the strip. Saturday night, we're not gonna be off the strip. But all events are gonna be close to the strip, though.
Okay.
So Lake Las Vegas is where the place is gonna be called. That's where we're gonna be at for dinner Saturday night. That Saturday night. That's what I'm thinking, because I love it out there. The weather's perfect. You be in the mountains, and then there's lakes out there. That's where Celine Dion used to stay at. The Jackson 5. A lot of old school money out there.
Yeah. They knew better.
Yeah.
They had access to it.
Yup.
When is the reporter from Atlanta going to be available?
I'm still waiting on them to get it back to me. It was a big file.
Oh, the
I'm
videographer.
already knowing.
Yo, it was a big file. I'm waiting on it myself.
I'm still trying to see day one, man. Everybody talking about how impactful it was. Like, damn, I missed that dude. So.
Yeah, I'm waiting on it. I'm hoping it should be coming out though. The dude, he just hit the guy I go to. He didn't have his computer wasn't fast enough or something, so he upgraded it or whatever. Because I'm just not gonna fire him. You know what I'm saying? And so, but he said he's downloading it right now. So we'll see. I'm gonna hit him up tonight.
Yeah. EK was cooking all weekend in Atlanta. But
Yeah.
that Vegas gonna be tough then.
Man, this shit gonna be hard, bro. It's gonna be a straight movie. I'm trying to tell you. Man, I wish I could show y'all some of the pictures. Hold on, man. Let me see on my phone. Of like the ceremony and everything, man. So hold on.
Say, man, we're gonna have to split up the duties so you're not doing all the damn work.
Yeah, so the first night I got a whole team.
All right.
Can y'all see?
Oh yeah, that's it.
It's gonna be a movie. Big ass stage.
Yeah.
Big ass stage, I'm trying to tell you. Tickets are gonna be for that. The tickets ain't through me. It's gonna be anywhere from $55 to $15. And then I already got. Then this is where we're doing the ceremony at. The doctorates. You see.
Oh yeah, it's on.
And then I'm gonna do 20 VIP tickets, cause I'll be maybe 25 VIP tickets. And for the Sunday training, I ain't got the pictures of that event, but that's already booked. I got 2 out of the 3 of them already booked. I'm about to finish them all up next week.
Go ahead and send that early bird special so I can book
Yeah,
it.
so once everything's locked in, I'm about to start letting everybody know how to get in, man. But it's gonna be a movie, man. I'm just showing y'all that's what we got, man. Get ready, man. It's going down Memorial Day weekend. Make plans right now. Memorial Day weekend, Las Vegas. Be there. I am gonna so in March coming up too. So I am gonna weigh $1,000 to somebody. I'm gonna give y'all the details on that in the school on how you can win the $1,000. And then I'm gonna give away a trip too. I'm gonna fly somebody out for a trip for 2 and cover their hotel stay.
That's wild.
Come to Las Vegas. Straight up.
Spirit. Frontier.
You said Frontier? Frontier ain't bad. Go tell them to get you the wigs.
Yeah. Man, but you coming from LA to Vegas.
I ain't putting nobody on Spirit though. I wouldn't wish that on y'all.
Said you get put on Spirit, you turn into one.
Yeah, I'm not putting y'all on Spirit.
You're gonna be sitting on the lap. That's what you're gonna be sitting on.
Hey, they trying to do that shit. But I appreciate y'all rocking late night with me. I'm going to put this in the school and all the documents week 6. Much peace and love. And remember, prosperity is your divine birthright. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me late night.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
All right, peace.
Yeah. Peace and love. Peace and love.